आपको मेरा नमस्कार. This is International Master and FIDE Senior Trainer Sekhar Sahu welcomes you on behalf of Sports Authority of Gujarat and Gujarat State Chess Association to this intermediate training session. In today's session, I will cover first some आपको मेरा नमस्कार. This is first some I mean discussion about your chess strategy. I have already told, but I will make a repetition. And then I will show introduction how to play Sicilian defense. Sicilian is a very difficult thing to play. It is the most difficult topic of chess. If you see theory, there are maximum number of games you will find with Sicilian, and then you find King's Indian, Spanish Royal Lopez, or Grunfeld, Ninja Indian. These are the other main. But if you see the data, the maximum games are it is very fighting defense, and it is very difficult to play Sicilian because it needs a lot of chess understanding, good understanding of chess strategy, good understanding of open games. So let us have a look at this position. I will give introduction of strategy. This position. Obviously, you can see that white pieces are active. So white has the better chance. But at the moment, the white bishop is under attack. And the h7 point is guarded three times. White has three attack, black has three defense. At the moment, white has three, 1, 2, 3, and black also has 1, 2, 3. So there is no problem. And what are you going to, how you are going to exploit this? Hello Ramakrishna, Suresh Bhai Chawda, Bastal Parik, Parvat Thakkar, Ram Desai, Devars, Manish Radia, all are welcome. Kiara Mehta and Suyag Patel, all are welcome. The best book to read Sicilian, you have to understand. Actually, I will tell you, many authors are misguiding students, winning with the Sicilian, beating the Sicilian. These are all not correct because there has to be a very big foundation. For example, suppose today I want to study, I want to play Sicilian. So first I will go back to the history. Who are the former Sicilian players? I will go to the top players. I would say I will not go before 1940s. To start with, I will start Paul Keres, Botvinnik, the founders of playing Sicilian in international level. Then I would go to Tal for white side, or Kasparov for black side, Anand for white and black, Fischer for white and black. So it is important to study the master games and understand the strategic depth from their games. All good grandmasters. There are many grandmasters. I will pick up a simple. Maybe I can show you Vasyukov is very good. Edward Buffett, Janis Klovan, or I could say Alexei. But I want to show an old grandmaster where the number of variations are less, but the method of playing is more. I mean, the older grandmaster were playing according to logic, according to method. The theory entered slowly. Now there are too much theory in Sicilian. Okay, we will go to that later. First, I want to see what do you do here. I, I won't give too much time, please. You have to comment or I will go. Knight h7. Knight h7. So this is a good move because you need to open. But before playing knight h7, you need to calculate. He can capture with the rook and he can capture with the knight. So I want a variation. What if he captures with knight? What if he captures with rook? Yeah, knight into h7, we need to calculate. We should not play in instinct. It's a good move. Why it is a good move? Because after knight into the rook, if you give one move, now apart from the attack, suppose we move the bishop. We cannot come here. Pawn a4 is coming. So you give 1 minute, the bishop comes, and black is really very very good. One move, bishop comes, and it is bad. So the back rank now is insufficiently guarded. One, and the queen is watching this point. That's a very important point. Please note the queen is watching this point. Access. That means the queen is tied down. So knight into h7 is working. Now if you play knight into h7, you will play g5, and now you come here. Rook into is winning. Now rook and queen here. Now queen check. Though you cannot come, only move, but then that will lead to mate. Either I can take mate, I can take mate, or I can do back rank also mate. This is also mate. This is also mate. The whole point is a player should notice the strength of the pieces. The reason I showed you that you have to make only move at exact same time. If you miss it, you have no second chance. The chess in Sicilian, it is a game of timing, concept, and strategic understanding. That means you should have knowledge, feeling, understanding, all three. Knowledge comes only in opening stage, or once the opening is passed, your knowledge is of no use. So whatever 10, 12, 15 moves, knowledge will work. And then your feeling for position, that this is better, this should be done, this is the method, and then you have to execute correctly. That means here the whole point is now knight into pawn. Exactly, if you miss one move, bishop comes. Knight takes pawn. Now look into, and then this is winning. You have to defend. Now here means checkmate, or here means checkmate. Also checkmate. Also checkmate. A mating pattern. Okay. So NG7, NH7 is winning. Yeah. Veerabhadra Singh and Ramakrishna Siraj Hoyi, congratulations all. Now let us have a look at different positions. How about this position? I already discussed. This is just opening, but white gets a clear better game after bishop knight comes. And another bad, the position already white is better, but this is a self goal. Bishop into, you have to take only with the c pawn, and then you have got file in hand and squares. How many weaknesses? Weakness 1, weakness 2, weakness 3, this file, this so many weaknesses. This pawn, unprotected. I mean, the player has no counterplay. In those days, the positional sense was being developed. So, by analyzing the games, we understand that this is good, this is bad. So, we come to know about the chess strategy of top players. Let me tell you, I was a very, very aggressive player and very good in tactics. But when I met stronger players, tactics did not work. I mean, I went to USA. I was like 23, 20 rating that time. I mean, current status, it would be like 24, 20, 30, 40. I could not go. I could not go up because when I met a stronger player, simply they were outplaying me strategically. I did not know what was wrong. So only when I met Paul Benko one game I played and analyzed, he gave me some piece of advice, and that helped me. He says you cannot attack all the time. Mr. Sahu, the strong players will crush you. He used the word strong players will crush you. You need to build up. You need to strike only when you are ready. So, and he advised me certain things. I studied and I improved my game there. I was there for 2 years for doing nothing, only working on chess. So, chess strategy is a very important thing. We have to understand chess strategy. So this person, it is very bad at the moment. For example, now whatever you do, it is bad. He is playing worse. Exchange the knight, then left with a good knight, bad bishop thing. Good knight, bad bishop, file. Again, Alakhan demonstrated further superiority, and now he is showing the ability that king comes into the action. The king will come here. A plan that bishop is useless, doing nothing, no target. There is no target for the bishop. White is playing like two extra pieces. It is not equal pieces, two extra pieces. One extra piece is knight, second extra piece is king. So he is simply outnumbered. कुछ भी नहीं है, खत्म, खत्म है, कुछ नहीं है, lost. The knight will come, king will come, two extra pieces. So I mean, king is a piece. You should recognize it. I mean, these games I have shown, but I am talking of strategy, so I thought I'll repeat this position. Now he goes for it. This is just losing. After queen into, rook into, white is playing with an extra piece. White has 1, 2, 3, 4, and black is playing with three pieces. I mean 4, 4, 5. This is an extra piece. And good knight, bad bishop. This is a bad bishop. So this is plus. Simply Tal brought the king into the game. Into the game. Tal, what? This is how he brought it. One extra pawn for black, but useless. Now king, king. White is playing with four pieces. So a player should understand strategy. That this is a strategic point. This is good for white. This is bad for white. So what is good for white? Extra piece. That is king. When the king is very active, it is equivalent like a rook up. It is equivalent like a rook up. It is like this king normal in open board. It covers 7 squares. You know, the king can cover 7 squares. So it is equivalent to a rook. Now the position, okay, the position he played this. Now look here, position is winning, but don't allow counter play. We have to understand opponent's idea and we have to work. For example, he wants to exchange the bishop and then enter the rook, 7th rank. So guard that. And now it is finished. It is over. Now I will tell you, it is important that this pawn goes, this pawn falls, this is pass pawn. It is easy. You can't stop that. So the whole point is the game is lost the moment exchange queen. But anyway, it is a bad position. You cannot blame. For example, here, even if you do not exchange queen here, this is a bad position. For example, here is now if you go back, white will have attack on the king side. Suppose you go back. Now white will have attack on the king side. Maybe here I would play what I can do. Maybe I can do this. Yeah, it is possible. It is possible. I can do this, and then attack, and I have a lot of open line. This position is very dangerous. Followed by g4 will come, then g4, g5, all these things. So it is important that if you play the middle game, white better, and end game is also welcome. Masters always are ready for end game. Please note, real masters. I am talking of real, not paper IMs, paper GMs. There are many hundreds of paper IMs and GMs nowadays. But real masters, they are ready for end game at any time of the game. This is just plus minus, whether you exchange queen or not. For example, there are many games where king takes a walk. I mean, did I keep this game? I think I missed. Yeah, it is. I have kept it. For example, here, you improve by study classic games. When I studied the games of Efim Geller, he said S3 is plus. Plus. You should have played this only. At this point only, S3 is good. Don't take chance. You don't take chance. So here, no. I think this is okay. This is okay. And now S3. Now what about the bishop? What about the bishop? Where is he going to develop? This is the problem. Now white has lot of activity and threat, and this is just plus. The advantage got slowly, and I am talking of this position where utilizes king. The position is plus minus. For example, how many weaknesses? The king is a weak spot. This is coming. One. Plan. Then doing nothing. Then this is redundant. The queen is doing nothing. It is a big piece but doing nothing because knight covered everything. So these are just mobility. They are simply bad. Everything is bad. So white is now here. White gave a threat. Idea. That's why. So black cannot allow that. And now the king comes. Straight simple plan. White black is helpless against the plan. Because once the king comes, you will stop king at 7. But queen into g6 will come. Imagine, okay, he cannot. Okay, I ignore that. My threat is now coming here. Coming here and mate. So if you try it, queen check. This is winning. So the whole point is the position when it is paralyzed, the king takes a walk. It so happened in two more games. I think at least one more game I'll show. One more game I'll show. Mirkovic one game and anyway this game. Same thing. King takes a walk. Now here I'll go to the position directly, not this. Okay. Now white has to watch this pawn coming anytime. This is one important thing. And white will keep a pressure on the position so that this is under attack. And maybe white goes here, not here. So that this is under attack and the queen can have access. This is two things. That means now the queen is tied down to this square and this pawn, the bishop. So here becomes king. Why? Now the plan, now rook is doing nothing. Rook has no file, rook cannot enter. So he will come king. Idea, okay, one tempo I will just stop. Maybe here. Check and I stop. Now forced. Now rook. So that the pawn, you see, at the moment he wants to bring the king. He wants to bring the king. King. And then enter. But counterplay. So stop the counter. And now king comes to queen. Once again, the pieces are ready. The square is vacated now. Now the king will take a rook and win. Nothing he can do. The bishop is a useless piece now. If it is on the board or not doesn't matter. So the pawn will fall one by one. All pawns will fall. So it is important to understand when to utilize the king and when to sacrifice a piece. Okay. Now let me take you another game. Okay. So now pressure on the point. So you should take pawn push. Idea. Now pawn takes pawn will only help black coming up. So it stops that. Preventing the bishop because the knight is very important for white. Okay. And this also restrict the bishop. Bishop का mobility कहाँ है? No good square. So here black finds a way out. Maybe here, maybe here it was better. This was instead of now it was better to take pawn. Queen takes pawn and knight d. And then re1, then knight e4, knight e4. This is how you should play. This is how white should play. Bring the queen or rook to e, knight into e4. But he played instead of that, he played bad. This is not good. Take, and black got a good. So one move changes everything. Now black position is good. Okay, I will go further. Getting a good position then how to make further progress. Another bad move. Let me tell you, one mistake is no problem. The position, I would say, offer equal chances. It is important now. He should now play maybe. Now, whatever has happened, he should play maybe here on C3. So that bishop C2 can come. On C3 and save the bishop. This is a better way to play. Now, if you play knight C5, then bishop here. I think the position gives equal chances. But another second bad knight. Okay, what should we do now? I will make the moves queen f5. I want the players to find plan here. Okay, I give you black. I give you black. What should black do? Sir Bernard's king also took a walk. Yeah, yeah. Sir's king took a walk, not Bernard Zuckerman. We'll come to the. I just showed you king walk. It is just a plan. There is not that you have to do every time. What to do now? The position is very good for black. एक बात है जो रियल प्लेयर्स जो डिवोटेड प्लेयर्स है दे नो व्हेन टू ग्रैब द इनिशिएटिव if you want to become a champion you need to master the art of grabbing initiative. For example, now black grabs the initiative, so this capture, now he will take, then your knight enters. See, take knight enters because bishop power of bishop. You can take it at the cost of the queen or getting bad position. So you can notice the radius of your pieces. Now this is all the problem. I tell you C4. C4 is the culprit. Because of C4, he loses this game. Similarly, in Botwini's opponent, somebody, I think a British player, I don't know, Winter maybe, whatever, or he played F4. Because of that, he lost. Okay, E4 square was weak. Here, now look here, you cannot take, you can take, but loses material. कुछ नहीं होगा. F2 under attack. You better run. Now, knight C5 will come, or maybe whatever, lost is. Better move the king. Knight check is coming. Knight S3 check, only move. Otherwise, queen. So, only move. And position is plus, minus plus. Because to give a threat, I need to support the bishop. I need to support the bishop. Enough. I mean, Fischer wanted to win each and every game with white, with black, with any grandmaster, anybody, world champion. So he mastered the art of grabbing initiative. It is very important that we should have a feel for the position. That this is good, this is the weakness. I will tell you, let many coaches they find it hard to teach open Sicilian. Honestly, I don't want to name anybody. It is a fact. It is very difficult to master open Sicilian various lines. To master one line itself is very difficult. Now, so it is trend that how to handle the student wants to play E4, how he will confront Sicilian. Then they go for a line Sicilian C3 or bishop B5 check, or they will play Grand Prix attack, close Sicilian. Nothing wrong with that. So the boy student at least has got some material to play in tournament. That is okay. But when a student goes up in the level, I mean, when he crosses like 2000 level, then that will not work. You have to play open Sicilian to get better result. You cannot score with close Sicilian, or you can't score with the Grand Prix attack, because black knows the method of equalizing or taking initiative. So it is very difficult, but I decided that I must now start Sicilian, how to play black side Sicilian. Then I will have to train you some anti-Sicilian lines. How to play against Sicilian C3, E4, C5, C3, E4, C5, and C3, E4, C5, Grand Prix attack. What are other lines? There are so many other side lines. So I will discuss one by one. But before going to the theory, I must show you the grabbing initiative in open lines. And there are danger to Sicilian also. Good and bad points of Sicilian. Hello, Mukund Agarwal, Suresh Bhai Chawda. So here the position is bad. Now this go, you better run. You better run. अभी ये मार रहा. Actually, I will tell you, when the player is outplayed, they make horrible moves because they are mentally upset. They are mentally upset. They have to play a passive game. You know that it does not like. They don't like all this. So they try to play something which is bringing quick death. Now decentralized queen. This is over. Now sacrifice is coming. The sacrifice is coming. ये भी मार सकता था, but finishing the game in grand style. Look into knight is threat. Queen into g2 threat. Got one. It is all over now. Now it is all over. Finish. After that, the queen takes pawn will come, and this is all. Center, everything. Pieces passive. Okay. Two more Alekhine I'll show. It is. I like the Alekhine defense. The main problem with Alekhine, I mean, if white pushes the pawn, I'm happy. The most difficult thing is knight f3 b. That is the line is the real botheration for me. Now c6. This is the probably the best line. Queen takes. Now white should play knight e2, knight e4. So I think it is better to play this move right away. Okay, it's playing. White is little better. Now I will tell you why black is playing. Grandmaster Albert is an expert of Alec. So he is totally, I mean, have a feeling, knowledge, understanding, everything about it. Even though white is better, technically better, but there is no clear cut line that white is winning. So white has to play well. Okay. See, white has done nothing now so far. This is bad. White is mishandling the position. Makes no sense. Now he's giving a threat of knight g5. This is where the problem started. Now he has kept knight. See, mistake is ho gaya. Now at least you regroup the pieces. You come there. Now you what mistake you have done? This knight is poorly placed. You should think of how to utilize the knight. You come here so that other at least giving a room for the knight. The position should have been played. Utilize all your pieces. Bad move. Now you are inviting pieces. This is bad. Now threats have started. Bishop into e5 is a threat now. Now king has become weak. Problems. Now the king position is become weak, and this is a bad knight, and this is also not safe. So white has made all bad moves one after another. So it is good to play Alekhine against player who are rash players, who wants to push the pawn, who wants to attack anyhow. I think it is very good with them. Provoking. No, not doubt, because I have to cover the topic. I have got certain position in my mind. So only at the end you can ask, Virabhadra. At the end of the session, you can ask one question. Welcome, Parth Kuntal Rawal. Now, Bagiro wrote a book on Alekhine defense. I think Saman Palatnik also. He's a great coach. Therefore, okay, theory. I will not discuss opening theory. This is supposed to the main line. Now here, if you play d5, castle is there. Suppose you play castle. No, he is playing e6 d5. So here castle, the 4 white is better. As in happened, Karpov and Torre. White Anatoly Karpov, black is using Torre, Manila interzonal. White better. So here he plays e6. So f4. White stands better. Now there is a threat. There is a threat on f7. Now pawn takes pawn is bad. Center pawn will fall. Okay. So here white has better position. White has got space and at least 5 pieces in the attack. See, a player should not weaken the king side. The position already black is outplayed. But what you will do with the weakness? Now this bishop spin against the knight is unable to solve the problem. You can't play f6. White has already 4 control. So if you move a pawn near your from your castle position, it becomes an easy target. Already there is this position is bad. Sacrifice will come. Now a sacrifice will come on the g5 point. How many? If you see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, he will be totally smashed. And also the pawn is granted. There is next to nil chance black will survive. Okay, if the player is not very great, he will win slowly. But if player is great, he will smash him another 10 moves. That is what Kasparov did. He was a very young boy. At that time, he was only 14-year-old. Ready? नाउ सैक्रिफाइस के लिए तैनात हो गया. अभी क्वीन आएगा और यहाँ पे साक मारेगा. ये मारेगा साक. सॉरी, क्वीन आएगा और साक मारेगा. हो गया. Queen. Now he cannot defend that point. It is leading to mate. Desperation. The position is desperation. He wants to offer room. this this is disaster. Now if you play pawn into, then knight into pawn and the area, all this is covered, all this covered, all this covered, all this. So the queen has to go back and lose, or queen has to go back and lose. Finish. Disaster. He was to lose queen and for a lot of all material. So the whole point is you cannot play. Where is the mistake black is doing? You know, where is the mistake? I will tell you, I saw a game of Timman. There was an opening novelty. So it appealed to me. So I utilized it. Maybe I will show that game quickly before I go to the next one. Uh-huh. Maybe I show quickly before I go to the next one. Uh, New Delhi, Coimbatore. Coimbatore. You see, I saw a game of Yan Timan where there was an opening novelty. So it appealed to me. Now E6, so pawn in. Now C5. Now taking the pawn is bad. There is no need. Taking the pawn, queen exchange and good position for black. So C3. Now pawn in. Now if you play pawn into, a tempo is coming. So castle. Now here pawn into pawn, you will get a tempo. Tempo. And now if you come here, then there is a come attack. And another tempo will come on this and this. Or maybe this. So this is all giving harassment. So here it is a theory, contemporary theory that time, white castle. White is better. Now here the pawn is attacked. This is what I just showed you in the game. So in the position castle now recovers. But here, this knight comes back, and this is the point. A novelty at that time. And black looks now more active because you have to take the pawn, otherwise he is going to create a weakness. So black must white must take. Now there is three attacks. Discover will not work. Queen exchange, queen into queen, and knight into pawn. So the only move. Now knight attacks. The only move. Otherwise it is bad. You go bishop f2, it is bad. So here only move. So black is better. Little better. I mean, whole point, this variation, everything changed after the move f6. Where is that move? Everything changed here after the move here. Suddenly f6 came, everything changed. Okay, I go to the next line. So, knowledge is very important. You should know what is happening. Before teaching you Sicilian, I must show you that what is the danger to black. What is the danger to black? Okay, my favorite game, actually, I liked Fisher's games very much. When I was young, but I studied Karpov. I found Karpov is amazing, terrific player. I find Anand, all world champion. Karpov, Anand, Kasparov, all great players. But initially, because I did not understand so much, and Fisher was the champion when I started in my new career. Fisher was big world champion, so I studied all Fisher. So they were my favorite players. In my early career, I liked two players very much, Tal and Fisher. But then I studied Karpo, my positional sense became better. Strategically, I became stronger, you know. Then I studied Kasparov, a great player. So my knowledge improved by studying Kasparov's game. So I cannot say which is my best game, but I like many games for that matter. So I like the game Fisher versus Nagaramo, very beautiful game. So I will now leave this and take you to Sicilian defense. Yesterday I started creating a file, so lines for Sicilian. I will tell you. Let us say Anatoly Karpov was a great in strategy, in technique, and also his opening reporter was foolproof. Foolproof means there was no weak point. No, somebody's opening reporter, there are weaknesses. But Karpov had a foolproof, very solid, and also very active reporter, where Continuously he used to play for a week. So this is the old main line. Nasdaq. Modern players prepare here EF3. This is the poison pawn variation. Now knight b. So there are lines here. You can also play move like bishop into knight, you know, bishop into knight and coming b2 etc. But this Karpov style, he doesn't want to give a pawn and work when he can win the game normally. He doesn't want to give a player like Tal, Spassky. They will invite to you to take the pawn. So here he plays this simple one. There are some players to avoid this annoying line. They play h6. After bishop h4, now they play. The point is, if you play here, now queen check, and now this is pawn is fine. But this is again a bad. This position, it is bad. What white can do? White wants to exploit the bad situation. So white will play it. Black का हिम्मत नहीं है pawn मारने. Black cannot take the pawn now because if he takes the pawn, knight f4 queen trap. That means abhi now he will play bishop here and I will play bf2 with a substantial improvement. Now you have to go back. तो मिला क्या है? What did he achieve? You cannot take the pawn now. And now this position, now white has got so center and everything. Queen is coming over. Queen has lost two moves, one move, and also white has improved the position. That is the reason ये नहीं चलेगा. ये जो है ये नहीं चलेगा. But if a player don't know, in this position, let us say you do not know this. You don't know this position. Then you have a problem. If you are not ready for poison pawn, then you have a problem. अभी आप ये नहीं खेल सकते. अभी क्वीन d2 खेलना पड़ेगा. तो you are entering which is not knowing the theory. Anyway, so he played this move f4 and now simply knight b3. Queen f3. Even it deserves attention. Direct queen e2. Direct queen e2 also deserves attention. So bishop. Now he is having problem. Now when the opposite side castling, white plan is very quick. He is waiting for black to castle so that he will start a race. Bishop f2, g4, g5. Now the pawn is blocked. This is the drawback. Drawback. e5. Okay, queen e2. Take. And now knight. So what we should do now? Knight. The point is you cannot keep waiting. If you keep waiting, then the luck will not come and give you. You need to take the initiative. When you have advantage, you have to plan and strike. You have to attack. I read the book of Koto, really, really good book. 4 or 5 good books he has written. Play like a grandmaster, plan like a grandmaster, think like a grandmaster, train like a grandmaster. The book name is the grandmaster, but mainly it is strategy. Think like a grandmaster. He discusses less of chess, but talks about how the art of analysis. In the play like a grandmaster, he gives lot of examples of grandmaster play. So plan like a grandmaster, think like a train like it is a good books. So in that he says, actually he quotes Spassky, not he says Koto. He quotes Spassky that when you have advantage, you have to take initiative. Otherwise, the advantage will disappear. It is like having a ball, a football match, the ball is with me. I have to take it towards post. I have to pass it to my friend who will take. But if I dribble with the ball, they will come and take it. So you have to strike, you have to take initiative. Now black has uncastled and black pieces are scattered. A bad piece. Bad. The pawn is cramping. Okay. Now center with white. And now the king is uncastled. Castling this side is also bad. This side also bad. So white has to take strike initiative. लेकिन क्या करे? अभी main problem is white wants the bishop is out. So this is a good. So here the good move. Taking the pawn, now it is, I will tell you whether it is a home preparation or not. I will not be able to tell. Taking the pawn is very risky business. Suppose you take the pawn. Now the pin. So maybe here I will just move the knight. Now if you play like this, the queen check is not winning. It is bad, very bad position. Now pawn is bad. If you do this bishop into knight, now pawn into one piece extra, and now queen into pawn, bishop, queen into pawn is overwhelming. Overwhelming. This is just bad position. Now queen check will come, bishop will come. So you cannot play f6. And if you play bishop f6, then you may press knight g4. Bad. So initiative. Now he has grabbed the initiative and the position, whether you castle or not, it is bad. So he played now bishop check. Okay, I respect a check. But what about the square? एक check तो दे दिया, तो उसने अभी castle किया. So you enter now. Now you play knight there. You play push knight. If you take it, then pawn on sixth rank. It is very plus two bishops. Please note the strategical understanding is difficult because two bishops. It is not a subject I can show you two, three, four examples and explain. When open games, two bishops are very good. That is why in Sicily, many players who are fond of open game, they like bishop. Bobby Fischer is one of them. Gary Kasparov, even Anand, anybody, they master the art of double bishop advantage. Now, bishop into knight, pawn into the clear superior position. So, you have to play bishop. What to do now? क्या करोगे अब? Yes, Quinterus, Quinterus, Giorgio, Quinterus and Giorgio story. I will tell you later, sometime. So, the initiative must play. Keep the ball rolling. White is winning, rook into bishop. Mark Anthony, rook into bishop. Simple. Now, rook into bishop is winning because it is opening. How many pieces, how many files have opened up, man? Kasparov पलट ये बंद करो, ये बंद करो, ये बंद करो, ये बंद करो. Yeah, ये भी बंद करो. So this position, the position rook into knight. Now here he is smashing. अभी आप अभी क्या है? Now this bishop's line, bishop is against the queen. So after that capture, the knight will have access into this, the king and the bishop. At tempo, rook into knight f5. Now queen is coming and there is a threat. Queen is coming with a tempo. The bishop problem is solved. It is winning. Now there is an immediate two three threats. There are two three threats. You have no time for this because of e6. E6 is a threat. Knight is a threat. Queen is a three threats. So this threat you have to run. So you plays queen. But now the bishop is ready. Mate threat. Okay. Now whatever you do, you moving the king does not work also. Suppose you move with the king. Now no mate only. There is no moving. Only check check finish. You dare not take it. The queen f5 is mate. Queen f5 mate. And now e6. It's fine. You cannot take that also. Now e6. What? How? How? He just played like a child. He's beating him like a child. Over. So you can see that Sicilian poison pawn, a player should be ready. A player should be ready for all this. कहाँ गया? अभी ये पोजीशन में main theory goes after queen here. The queen d2 is one of the main line. After queen takes b1, b2, rook here, and white stands better. White stands, bishop takes, pawn takes. Now maybe here b2, h5. Otherwise bishop will come, and now some f5 comes. Now this is a theory. I want to take castle, all this thing theory. Or the other theory is after queen takes pawn. This like Spassky Fischer. This is better than that. This is better than queen d2. इससे अच्छा है ये move nb3. rb1 से अच्छा nb3 is superior. Now for example you play maybe here maybe knight d7, then I can play bishop pawn push. Idea trapping the queen. So you have to come queen and queen here. So this is also turn out to be bad. You can see that. But everything changes if you play a move like if you play simple queen that knight b3. Now welcome to the end game. If you play the end game, white is better. Abhi development white better. After long castle, it is a middle game without queens. Don't think it is an end game. It is a middle game without queens. White stands better. Let me show you some game. Tal Cheskoski. Hello, Keval Chitara Devers. Situ Nandi, welcome. Okay. Now this is there are two lines. This is the most popular line. After this, now bishop comes here. Maybe here a6. Now you can play here bishop into knight. So this b5 and d5, white stands little better. White position is superior. Okay, the position, I think that chances white will play c4, white is better. But this is more better positional line here. Instead of playing bishop into knight, I recommend this one. I recommend after b5, knight comes, after b7, takes, now c3. Now white is better, knight c2, and now white position is superior. Because black has weaknesses on queen side and the position he must now play bishop g5. Otherwise, for example, a mechanical bishop here. Now h4 is white is very strong. ये totally passive हो गया अभी bishop. And if you take it, queen h5 will kill him. Queen h5 अभी नहीं मार सकता है. So आपको ये move compulsory move. You have to play this move. But even after this, white stands better. Plus equal. Current theory you check, white stands better. Okay, let me take you to the game Tal Cheskoski. Mikhail Tal always liked something he did not like to go into a regular theoretical line. That he, of course, he knew the line, but he wanted to have something interesting and d5. It is quite good. Now you are compulsory, there is no choice. Now if you play, there are two choices. Knight come here, then white will play c3 or maybe c4. Now, if you play a6 is a blunder. Black must now play knight f5, knight g6. This is a better move. But here instead of playing this, this is a mistake here. Very serious mistake because of queen. Losing the game. Now, if you play pawn into exchange is lost. Or if you play queen, knight into d6 is winning. Or if you play this is checkmate. So this is a bad move to play knight e7 and a6. So better is to play knight here. Even knight f5 is also okay. Knight here is okay. But the main line here is knight b. So c4, knight. Now the standard plan that he can go bishop e7, castle, knight d7, trying to bring the knight. Now in the position, Cheskoski played here bishop e7. It's a good move. Perfectly played. Getting ready to castle, no weakness. So b2, and the position balanced and Cheskowski played very well. The game ended up in a draw. For example, now f5, now c4. Black's chances, white has to see, white has an advantage of queenside. So continuously, white will try for this break, but only after preparation. So white wants to go for the break on c5, and black wants to attack on the king side. So this is a move, stopping the attack. If you push this thing, blocked. Forget about attack. Forget about attack. Nothing will happen. So you have to keep the tension. Bishop here. Now, okay. Now look, please note the maneuver. This bishop in the beginning, he came to e7. 1, 2, 3. He has made 3 bishop move. Then what was wrong? Direct g6. Don't you think it is a sheer waste of time? मैं आपको पूछ रहा हूं क्या sir, what is this? Are you showing Sicilian from black or white side? Basically, I am giving an introduction to Sicilian. I am giving an introduction, not white, not black. First, you should know. Suppose I will tell you Sicilian dragon, that okay, I will tell you. Okay, see, okay, teaching Sicilian dragon. Suppose I will say e4 c5. Then I will say knight f3. Then I will say d6. Then I will say white plays d4. Black takes the pawn. White takes knight d4. Black plays knight f6. White plays knight c3. White black plays g6. Then this is Sicilian dragon. White plays bishop e3, and white has another move. White can play b2 and bg7 castle. White play f4. This is classic. And I will go on showing some game. So this is not teaching Sicilian dragon. Or I will say here you can play be3, be3 here. Here you say Yugoslav attack, and now you will say here be3. I will say Yugoslav attack, and now you play bishop here. I will play f3 castle, bishop c4, and c6, queen d2, and you long castle. So I am only showing you the moves. Maybe I can explain you little bit of ideas and show model game, but that is you will not able to do very good in the tournament. You need to understand the Sicilian strategy. You need to understand what is a weak point, what is a queenside majority, what is double bishop advantage, what is the advantage of open line. In Sicilian open game, there are a lot of strategic themes comes under class. You have material, opponent has compensation. He has double bishop and all active pieces. You have got very active position, but his material superiority is enough. So I want to give an introduction where white gets a good game or black gets a good game. So I am not teaching for white or black. I am giving an introduction to Sicilian. And the introduction may take 2-3 sessions also. By the way, so I will show you. I am showing you the game. Now this is what you will find the difference. You will find the difference. Now look here. Now in the game he played here. Don't you think that he has made some bishop? How many move? What's this bishop? One. Now bishop second move, and now bishop third move. So don't you think that he could have improved in 2 moves? Why go 1, 2, 3 direct? But there is a problem. In this position, the game ended up in a draw. Draw. Okay. Later on there is nothing, but let us say instead of b7, let us say nd7. nd7, and white will castle quickly b2. Now black says, why I should play b, bishop coming to e7, then f5, bishop f6, g6, bg7. What is wrong with this? What is wrong? What is wrong? Do you agree with me? Now do you agree with me? Now black, instead of wasting time with bishop, direct here idea, bishop castle f5. So isn't it a good idea? My question to you, instead of making 3 bishop best move, 3 moves, he just comes in 1 move. Is it not a good idea? How many of you agree that this position is a good idea instead of wasting time in like that bishop 3 moves, direct come castle f5? No, no, no. You cannot knock out. You see, in the king in center, Ramakrishna, you have done that mistake in your novelty. You cannot attack unless you fulfill 5 conditions. 5 conditions. Condition number one, opponent king must be weak. Number one condition. Condition number two, your pieces must be ready. Your king uncastled, your pieces not ready. You cannot attack. Condition number three, you have to have a good center. Condition number four, you must have good coordination between your pieces. And condition number five, no counter attack. That means no weak point. Then only you can attack. So just by desire, these are bad moves. I don't want to discuss. The whole point is, if it is so, all grandmaster will start only h4, h5. When you ask grandmaster, sir, what do you do opening? You want to attack? They say no. You want to a rook up? No. I want to develop castle with a good center. I want to castle quickly because the king in center is vulnerable. The castle king will be safe here, safe or safe here. The king should go quickly, quickly. Then develop the pieces. Center control, development, then you start. So h4 is not good. Now, for example, this there is a defect in the position. Let us say he castles. Now bishop. Now white noticed a weak point. In the Cheskowski game, there was no weak point. Bishop was here, he had castled. But what is the weak point here? This is the weak point. This is the weak point. Target. I cannot say so bad. I will say weak point. Target. So how do we exploit it? For example, knight will come here. Black has a problem. You cannot play knight. This is bad. Why it is bad? I will take knight into knight. And after that, I have got a positional advantage. White has got a positional advantage, a protected pass pawn. All of you are mature enough to understand that white is already clearly better. And white will start mobilizing very quickly. Now white will play maybe here, bishop coming here. This position already is good, already problems. Now you play here. Now I play b4. You have to take it. Now I give a check. Now the position already, whatever you do, it is bad. It is already bad. Rook b1 will come. Now the central pass pawn. So initiative becomes too strong. That means you cannot play NC5. Now let us say you play queen here. Then also you will have problem. For example, queen a4. Now he will castle. Nothing better. You have nothing better, right? So castle. Then I will play queen. Now defend. You have to only move. Then take. Only move. Then attack. Only move. Then push. Only move. This is already bad. The protected pass pawn and the rooks will come now. My rooks will come and it is a plus position. That means Abhi, you are forced to play now queen to e7. e7. This is bad. Your check is there. So e7. So what I will do now? I want to put pressure on the point. So queen will come. Now, if you castle, now queen b4. Why I will play a3 now? I will play queen b4. And you play knight c5. I take, and the queen यहाँ बैठ जाएगा. It's a fantastic. You cannot attack my queen. And now I will keep coming. I will keep coming. Rook coming here. Then coming. This is all one-sided story. So you have to play now here. After knight coming, queen is 7. Here you have to attack. Now you have to attack this pawn push. Otherwise, queen is coming. So you drive the knight from this point f5. I will tell you कि Sicilian is not everybody's cup of tea. आपको Sicilian खेलना है तो number one, you have to understand lot of strategic points. Some maybe about 30-40 years back, I read two books on Sicilian. It is really useful. One book written by a British author, Sacrifices in Sicily. I think the author was D. N. Levy. Levy. It is a description, but it's a lot of good positions. So it gives an idea where are weak points where you sacrifice. Then I liked really the book by John Nunn, Beating Sicily. Actually, he is giving good number of variations. You cannot beat Sicilian by reading a book, but it gives a good idea how to exploit some typical theoretical variations. So this position, white should utilize a tempo. Now, if you retreat the knight, this is bad. This is bad. We will play. Maybe he will play. Maybe he will play pawn push, pawn into pawn, the knight here, and then the queen comes. This is a bad position. He can play castle and BB7. This is a bad position. Very active position for black. I think black has got attacking chances. So instead of retreating, white should play bishop g5. Now that the knight is pinned, you cannot play bf6. You have to retreat. Now the position, once again you retreat, it is bad. So white has to exploit. So what is the way? Suppose you retreat again, same thing. Now b5 will come, knight c5 will come. This will giving trouble to you. So you cannot retreat now. The whole point is white will now take initiative, rook against the queen. The king is uncastled, so attack. Now pawn into knight is looking very bad. The position, this is very bad because you are going to play e6 and you will recover your piece. Bad position. So you cannot do that. That means you have to play like move like h6. What else? Okay, I go back. Now pawn into pawn. Actually, this position you run into a danger of losing material. Rook takes pawn. Now bishop e5. This is where the problem comes. But if you look at the position carefully, the bishop is watching the squares. Okay. So at the moment, this is a plus point. The king is very badly placed. So you can give the exchange. You can give the exchange. It's not a big deal. After bishop takes, now rook takes, now pawn push. You have rook into pawn. Queen into will lose, bishop check. Now knight check, knight check. Winning, winning. And if you go somewhere, then bishop check is winning. Knight check is winning. Okay. This position is hopeless. That means he cannot give exchange. He cannot grab exchange. So he plays in the game queen. What to do now? Now he will castle. Next move he is going to castle and all your pieces will retreat. Okay, Ramakrishna, Magno started attack with king in center without development. But you cannot give, if you look at the king in the center, 95, 99% games, it cases the uncastled king in problem. I can show you a game. Stein is attacked with the king in center. But we should not follow Stein is that game. There is exception. There are, I will show you a game. Stein is attacked the opponent with his own king in center. But that is an exception. So, but general rule I am talking. We should always pick up, like the sun picks up good things, leaves bad things in the earth and takes good things the water. So here it is important White must sacrifice. Otherwise, you retreat, everything is gone. Rook into pawn. I think here c5. Rook into pawn. Winning. Rook into pawn. Notice, please note, the what is Sicilian? Normally, a player will like to do that, want to come quickly, knight into and also rook into pawn. He is unable to now coordinate the pieces. There are so many threats. The pressure is here, one, one, two. The pressure is here, one, two. This is very difficult. Very difficult position. I will tell you, many players, if they are not having a real feeling for Sicilian, what they will like to do, they would like to give a check. This is not going to be good. Not good. He will take. Already you are a piece down. So three pieces for queen is bad. Bishop takes pawn, queen into. The attack is finished. So attack. The point is, if you play queen to g6, it is bad. You played queen h6, this is bad. Why it is bad? Why it is bad? I will now play knight into pawn check. So only move. This is queen check. Now knight is losing. Rook into knight check, and now I win the queen. This is just disaster. Complete disaster for you. Or you come here, then queen into queen also wins. Then pawn into or rook check, rook e7. So you have to play bishop here. Rook into, now queen into, now queen into. He comes bishop, threatening a mate and threatening the queen. But then queen takes pawn win. This is the point. So in the variation, queen g6 is not working. So this is all calculation. You need to be good in strategy. You need to be good in calculation. So here, after taking, he plays queen h6. Now you have to stop queen. Otherwise, the queen check is coming. Some checks are coming. So stop. The same thing does not work here. The last diagram I showed you, bishop here and bishop, same thing does not work. For example, now knight into, queen check, and now knight, bishop. Now this does not work. Same variation. This is not working. Why? Knight into, queen into, king here. Now you can play queen into, he can play now queen into g5. And now if you give bishop check, the king will come, pawn check. Of course, this is a checkmate. If comes here, it is a checkmate. But why should he go? Now king here. Where is the attack? I don't see attack. No attack come. White has insufficient material. Whole rook down. The दो तीन check आएगा. That's all. Check. No, here. Now check. And now running out of. You give check, you will go away. This is just bad. No check for good position. It is lost position. So it is important that you should not calculate the same variation. You should not calculate the same variation queen g6 and queen h6 and g6. So what is the winning? The position, this position here, now the same variation does not work. So what should you do? Okay, Ramakrishna, your question, what is the most effective way to read a book? I can talk you about reading a chess book. If you want to read a book, any other book, your power of concentration should be terrific. If your concentration power is good, in a general book or a study book, when I was preparing for my exam in my graduation, I covered the graduation course in 1 month. Just 1 month. The concentration must be very good. You can read on whole page in 1 or 2 minutes and grasp it. So, chess book, you read only on chess board, not on the laptop. If you want to improve your chess and understanding, you read a chess book by making the move on the board and writing notes. That is how it is a better way to study a chess book. So here, as I told you, the variation I just showed you, the variation I showed you here, no, 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 any 5. Now here I told you some point, this point, this point, this is bad. I told you knight into this here, this winning the game. But this is winning. But after queen h6 and g6, there is a difference. There is a difference here to attack directly or come here and then this. There is a big difference. Now here you cannot treat the same way. The bishop is unprotected here. So how should white win? The position is winning. So white played here knight into. Check bishop here. Now rook into waves. It is not working. I have showed you already. Exclamation. Black loses in all variations. I did my graduation in English honors. You know, I had a subject English specialization English honors. That helped me other way. The whole my 3 years was wasted doing English honors, studying Shakespeare, John Kelly, Keats. What rubbish! It is of no use in my real life. Studying the drama of Shakespeare, literature. But the English helped me to write. I was 8 years. I worked as a journalist in Indian Express, Mumbai. I was a chess journalist. So that helped me writing articles. And that helps me also talking fluently when I am giving you chess lecture. So it helped me other way. It was total useless in my banking career. I joined a bank when that my chess, no, chess degree, English degree was stupid. I could have been a matriculate and do a good banker also. So I had history, political science, English honors, but that helped me otherwise, not in my real career of banking. Okay, so here the position is bishop d3. This is the winning, no other plan. Bishop d3 wins. Now we come here, you attack. This is the weakest point. This is the target. Attack the defender. Defender. Finish. Look into hard attack. No matter, there is no defense. This is queen check. Now queen attacks. And now rook into knight. Winning the game. Winning. Now you come here. There is a check. Made. Or you come here. This bishop check. Khatam. Or you come queen. Queen. Queen check. You cannot come. So you come here. Bishop check. Bishop check. Sorry. Another bishop check. And then queen check. Notice it all the drama started here. Cheskovsky's opponent, decent. Tal's opponent, Cheskovsky, played simple b7 and no weakness. There is no weakness. He improved the game systematically. But then that's one player, Ivanovic, he said, why all this drama? अभी बिशप ने एक बार मूव किया, then बिशप दोबारा मूव किया, then बिशप तीन बार मूव किया. ये क्या जरूरत है? डायरेक्ट क्यों नहीं है? तो गूफेड बताया डायरेक्ट क्यों नहीं है. ये जो गेम में आपको दिखाया, दिस वाज गूफेड. इवानोविच गूफेड कहाँ है? दिस इज इवानोविच गूफेड. आई जस्ट शोड यू. This is the bad point. The first move in the wrong direction. You should have played bishop e7 and castle. And after that, play like Cheskovsky. But first move in wrong direction. Initiative. Robert Fischer, he, he perhaps the greatest chess player. Perhaps either he or Kasparov. I would brand one of them is the best ever. I would say Fischer. I would bet for Fischer. So it is his poverty that pushed him to play for a win for prize money. He was all alone. He had to support. So he wanted to win each and every game. He wanted to win with white. He wanted to win with black. Winning with black is a hard thing. But he wanted to know grabbing initiative even with black. So he worked day and night, very, very hard, finding good plan, good moves in every position. And he started beating. And he worked. That forced other grandmaster to work for him. So the theory came up and up and up. So grabbing the initiative now this is the target, soft target. So this is the moment he grabbed initiative. This is Sicilian. Now if you play normal, you will say, I'd say I had a good position, but I could not do anything. You have to take initiative, my friend. You have to take initiative. Again, correct. Once again, the correct. Now is the critical moment. Now, a player should see only this is now calculation. The method has now gone to another level. So you have to calculate now sacrificing a piece. So F4. Immediately you cannot take it. Pawn into and E6. So he comes at 6. Now here rook comes. Again a matter of calculation. Rook into pawn. You have to have courage. You must attack, otherwise you lose the game. You have to attack. When you are chasing a rat in the room, he will run, run, run. But when he is cornered, he will jump on you. Because that is the only defense. Now white is going down. If you go back, you are going down. You have to attack. Where is the attack? You have to open lines. So rook into takes. Now the psychologically a player will think, I will take the pawn. But what is wrong with a check? Don't you think I have two plans? I can take it or I can give a check. Then white is forced black. Then give a check. This is bad. Why? Because the king has run to safety. Already you have given a rook. Or don't try this. वो दे देगा. Then you are 3 pieces for queen. Too much. ये तो गया. White 12 का भाव में जाएगा. 3 piece. इसीलिए don't think that I will grab the pawn with check. You should not think bishop check. Then rook check. No. Rook into pawn. Correct. Even though a rook down, the king is in the grip. King is in the grip. Now if you play pawn push, no problem. Pawn into pawn. You cannot play knight because the knight is watching. Knight is watching that. So it is not possible. Rook into knight will come. Bishop check will come now. Finishing the game. So you play knight f6 will not work. So everything is working badly. So here, not a good way to bishop check and rook check. Correct. This is what I mean. You have to have a feel for position, not to give check and take it. This is good. Again good. Again good. Now you have to find this move. If you play mechanical rook, gaya, white gaya. White will lose the game. But this beautiful move and winning. So this is Sicilian. Okay, I'll show you a game for black. Before I go further, maybe one black game I'll show you. I pick up a game of a lesser player, a girl. Irina Cruz, a 13, 14-year-old girl. So classical Sicilian is very good. I like classical Sicilian myself. There are other. This is the most popular line. It is called browser attack. This is the strongest line. This is also equally good, not bad. Now, Paul Benko. Hello, Kritisha. Welcome. Grandmaster Paul Benko is a legendary player. Very good in endgame author, lot of articles, and good in opening theory. Very nice person. This is the Benko variation. The point is why Benko played this. The Grandmaster Velimirovic started a dangerous plan. After the standard pawn push, Velimirovic planned this one. A6, Queen A2, BD7, castle. Now Queen C7. Now Velimirovic planned here something like some Rook G1 and G4, G5. You know, Velimirovic prepared now Rook G4, G5, Rook G1 with a dangerous attack. After bishop here, now Queen C7, Rook G1. Now bishop here, G4. And you castle G5 with attack. So this is heavily analyzed. In my opinion, I like white very much here. This position. Though black has a lot of theory, white position is dangerous. So to avoid this, Grandmaster Paul Benko started queen this. Now if you play bishop here, I will ruthlessly grab. जो होगा देखा जाएगा. ये पीस तो गया, आगे देख लेगा. So after queen b6, so he plus nb3. Okay. Other move is to play b3. Okay, I will tell you, after the move nb3, he goes e6. And now queen. And black gets a good. You know, the plan is to play b5. So here, I don't want to fix it. Black does not like a6 will come. If you make castle, and this is very annoying. So you need to stop that. But then I think black has counterplay. After f3, which is not powerful move, because until and unless you put pressure on the center here and here, you cannot get advantage against Sicilian. So black will play rook, and this is really good. There is no weak point now. Black will generate activity on the queen side. So knight f5. मारना पड़ेगा, nc4 आ रहा है. This is good. So ये जो है white played not so powerful chess. Let us say white plays a better move in this position. After queen b6, e6. No, queen b6, nb3, be3. This is a better move, be3. So he will play queen. Now bishop d3, because you know the queen is watching this, so he doesn't like. So bishop back. So bishop e7, castle, f4, a6. With the idea, I want to play b5 and bb7, so he will play a4. Now idea, I want to fix that, so he will play b6. A general. Now the queen will join. White has castled. White has next job is to bring the queen into the game and connect the rooks. Next, bring a queen out and rook e1, e1. Against both are playing correctly. Now he can play queen to s3 with the idea rook coming to e1. It's a good game. This is very solid way to play. Or king h1, maybe king h1, maybe rook e1. But white played a little bit rash. Suppose this you have to think carefully. क्या करेंगे अभी? You will face normally when you are playing Sicilian. If the king is in the opposite wing, it is winning almost. Suppose white has castled long, it is just a winning position. But white king here is also in danger. This is the problem. White cannot do only attack, he has to think of his defense. If his king was castled long, this is just helping. So black must find counter attack. So black played knight b4. Idea, he wants to go for mating attack. The queen will come, he will drive it, and then it's point. This is the target. He will push the knight, then queen to h3 and play f5, e5, etc. So I want to eliminate the most important minor piece of white. A typical defense, Sicilian. Now, if you play f5 with the idea that g5 f6, black must immediately strike at center before the g5 comes. Now the bishop gets life. You play, then I will play some move like d4, or you do capture will come. You play g5, then knight into pawn will come. Pawn into pawn will come. So if you play f5, the d5 is a good answer. So white plays here g5. Okay, I retreat. Now he wants to play, the threat is too simple. He wants to target this point. Now the plan is to play f5 g6 1, sometimes e5 also. Already black is in danger. Already black is in danger. But if you play mechanically knight into, it is a bad move. Suppose now if the player's understanding is not good, he is इसमें क्या है, what is there, इसको मार दो तो अटैक खत्म. ऐसा नहीं होता है. This file will open up. Now new problem will start. New problem will start. The center is good. This is now not so good now because it is blocked. And now why you will have problem on this. Now this is a problem now. So this is not solving the problem. Black played very correct. Sicilian means tension, threat, counter threat. You have to calculate lot of variation. So knight c5. Idea. Now I want to win a piece. I not only want to eliminate, but I want to take it. Sorry, I want to take this and win a piece. I will win a piece now. So you have to take the knight. If you come here, you lose a pawn. You come knight d4, you lose a pawn. So you have to take the knight. तो हो गया. अभी now the center is strong, the b file is open one, and the center is controlling, and a new threat is coming. New threat. The c2 point will be a target for me now. So white ignores. By the way, you may ask me, why all this thing? Why not right away now? It is bad. Because now the bishop is pinning the pawn, so I will take. He will not. This is the profitable, but he cannot take it. White very much wants to take pawn into e6, but he has to take with the queen, and after knight e5, nothing. The knight is rock, holding the basin, all the sensitive point. White has nothing now. That is the reason you cannot play f5. So he plays queen s3, and knight comes, only move, takes. Now he. Okay, I will see all these games later. वीरभद्र, आपका जो है ये भगानियन एंड गालागर, I will see all the game at the end of the class. Okay. First, let me complete this lecture. I want you to evaluate the position. मुझे आप बताएं ये पोजीशन किसके लिए अच्छा है. My question to you all, now white has just played f5. Who is better here? The art of playing Sicilian is not easy. Not easy. Somebody can tell me who is better here? White better or black better? Black is better. Veerabhadra says black better. Any other player? Okay. Veerabhadra says black better. Veerabhadra, now who says C4? Okay, Veerabhadra, I make your move. So what about G6? What about the move G6? When you say better, you have to have answer quick. You should not tell one move without having a second thought. What do you do for this? F into G6, then he may play F into mate threat, mate threat. It is winning for white now. Now white is winning because if you take it, the queen check will finish. The position is a disaster. Now you come here after bishop takes pawn, the mate. So you cannot do this. I will tell you this needs a lot of calculation. So after you play, now the correct move is to play pawn into here. Now c4, this, now pawn push. But then this is the correct way. You have to take the pawn. So you should not take, you must not take here. You have to take this pawn. If you play directly c4, g6, and you take, now you this check is coming. Now if you play pawn push, also loses. Suppose you play queen check, now king move, bishop takes pawn wins. Now pawn into, now check, check. No, 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 no. Here, this should win. Maybe bishop takes pawn also is enough. So this is very dangerous. You should not say black better. I prefer white here. To be honest, I prefer white. It is not easy. Just because your king in danger already, you have to be very, very careful. You are talking of material. But in the game, it happened pawn into, now c4, now g6. So you cannot do only move. This is the only move. You cannot take the pawn. That is losing. The only move. Now bishop takes pawn. Pawn push. This is really dangerous. Now pawn into pawn. Black is simply losing the game. If you play, this is all over. This is over. If you move the rook, queen into pawn and next move mate, or you take the pawn, then it will be mated. Queen check, king here, बस king निकल जाओ. अभी ये तो खत्म हो गया. So who is better now? Veerabhadra, you say c4. Who is better? I ask you the position. Who is better now? You want to play Sicilian, you have to be very, very careful in calculation. Your calculation, young players, it is easy because their energy level, concentration is much better than the older players. So you should calculate quickly. C4, G6, you have to play H6. Don't open the line. Do not open the line for queen. Don't do this mistake. So you have to do H6. Now if you play now F6, it is not working. Now bishop into pawn, it is not working. Why it will not work? After bishop takes pawn, you can take pawn into, and after that, I think bishop is enough. Maybe here pawn into is enough because queen check is enough. This is the point. Now white will get mated. Power of the bishop, white will get mated now. Mate. So you cannot do that. That means bishop sacrifice is not working. Please note, bishop sacrifice is not working. That means you have to play f6. Going out of control. Bishop takes rook into. As I told you, pawn into rook will lose the game because of g7. G7 is winning. So now the correct move is pawn into bishop. So he will play double the rook. Now the position, it is a very volatile position. There are lot of threats white is giving. White is preparing a sacrifice here. Now on this point, 1, 2, 3 are there. You cannot play pawn into pawn. Queen check is winning. So the position is looking very dangerous. Okay. So what should you do now? But Veerabhadra, you have to give variation. You are not giving any variation. After c4, you are not giving any variation. You said c4 is coming. Okay. I took. So c4 came. I pushed this pawn. Then you are not suggesting any variation. You cannot calculate unless you say this is just winning. It is not correct. Now this position is very dangerous. I think this is the only defense. And now f6, the only defense. I took into. I told that this is losing. Pawn into is losing. Now this is very good. Okay, rook there. What will you do? What chance black is having? What are you doing? I must show you the game. Who is game? Cyan Castro versus Azmai Paraswali. It's very interesting. You know, when there is an attack on the king, you have to calculate one small error, game is over. The point is, now in this particular position, black can take pawn in. Pawn in. Now rook takes pawn looks very dangerous because now there is a threat here, there is a threat here. It looks dangerous. Again, the correct defense. This is still defendable. What should black do? No, no bishop z2. These are all wrong moves. You cannot do all these things. No, no, no. These are not correct. I will tell you, king is a great defender. Now the correct move is king. This is the beautiful move. I would give this move double exclamation. Now if you play queen into pawn, the king runs away. You give a check, king runs away. There is no danger. Here I am still having material up. Bishop check pawn push or bishop check pawn push is there. No piece is to attack. Enough, end of the attack. So the whole point is a player must notice this sort of things. Now queen into pawn does not work. Rook into does not work. So it is important that a player must see. So here pawn into rook into does not work. If you play rook into pawn, King G7. This is the defense, winning. That means he has to play here G7. Now, the point is, the art of defense, you should not be greedy. You must return some material. इतना material है, थोड़ा दे दो. Give some. Give the rook and defense. Winning. It is still not. It is too late. It is, too late to take pawn. Then queen check and kf2 wins. Queen into pawn check. Here winning. kf2 will win the game for white. So here simply returning the material. Defense. King. King. You have to give rook bishop check so that rook will join. King. King. No more attack. The end of the attack, and now white will consolidate. Extra piece. White has got now extra material because that pawns are very good, and now pawn into pawn, knight into pawn will come. White is completely better. Black is completely better now. There is no threat. End of the attack and winning. You cannot take it, mate. And anyway, this threat is too much. So I will tell you, the art of playing Sicilian is not easy. How many good moves you have to find? You have to find the correct move. Here, you have to find this is the correct move. And now, taking the pawn is killing. If you open the position, it's lost. Here, this is losing the game. Instead of this move, this is just losing. After this move, pawn bishop into pawn, you have to give. Now, this is losing. You have to find this. Now, this is pawn into. You have to find this only move. Now, this is winning. No, bishop g2. I don't agree with bishop g2. I don't think. This is attack is coming. Where bg2 sack you are giving? Why bg2 sack coming? King into will come. कहाँ से bg2 आया? King से मार देगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. Nothing. Okay. So this is just a position I am showing you. You will not find this in data. आपको data में ये नहीं मिलेगा. This all this thing you will not get in data. Now let me show again. Some sessions I will continue Sicilian for white and black, and I will show you then how to play black side. So now a3. Idea, now you cannot take queen into pawn, knight a4 will trap the queen. So only move. Bishop f2. Now queen f3. White is better. Now g4. Now white has got space and more time. White has a lead in development and also space and better game. So white played h4. Good move. You have to take. You cannot play. That will allow the knight coming. So only move. Queen takes pawn. So it takes it. Okay. I want you to think what to do now. अब ये position who is better? Who is better here? It looks like that black is better. It looks like this is Sicilian is like this. जो दिखता है वो है नहीं. जो है वो दिखता नहीं. पहले फर्स्ट नजर में हमको लगता है कि ब्लैक इज बेटर बिकॉज अभी यहाँ पे डबल अटैक है. यहाँ पे डबल अटैक है. 1 2. यहाँ पे डबल अटैक है. So there is a threat. There is a threat here. He is giving a threat. One threat, two threat, threatening these points. So ये भी है और ये भी threat है. तो इसको क्या करेंगे? ऐसा लग रहा है कि अभी व्हाइट गया, बट प्लेस क्वीन into. What a move! Queen into. Now in tempo. And now knight. Normal. Okay, after you take, he is paralyzed. Just two pieces for queen. Two minor pieces for queen and it is paralyzed. King castle नहीं होगा अभी. ये जो color complex into ये weakness, ये squares weakness. All are weak. ये weak pawn, ये open file. हिलता नहीं है कुछ भी. अभी he will play the next move. Rook will double. Next rook will double. Paralyze हो जाएगा completely. So he cannot play knight bishop into f5. He played in the game rook, knight into, rook into, and now this rook here. The position, it is semi-paralyzed. Castle. Now the whole point is he plays another lovely with the idea. Now the bishop wants to join the attack. And ये queen check ये नहीं मार रहा है. You know, if you give queen check, king b1 मारेगा तो fork. The knight fork is there. So this position you cannot take. Now he comes here. Only move. You cannot. Abhi the knight is controlling this square. Now rooks are useless. This square 1 2. So this is also bad. So there are all bad moves. Rook b4 losing to knight into. You have to play only move. Winning. Now there is a grip. Two rooks and queen. Two rooks and two bishops. So you cannot take it. So here if you play rook d8, this is also bad. This is bad because of bishop takes. You have no time. Knight fork is there. Now if you come here, knight takes, and now bishop check. You have no time. Basically, now the king is safe. He will start rolling the pawns. ये भी minus है. ये भी bad for. This is bad for black. So even though he gave queen for two pieces, there is a grip. Positional grip. What I am calling is a positional grip. Game में वो queen f6 कला. But anyway, b4 good move. There is no time. If you play ab5, then knight into pawn. The bishop is attacked. This is also plus. Plus for him. Attack is still there for white. So these are the problems. The queen sacrifice. Sicilian, you need to understand. For example, this is a recent game. 2016 Caruana Nakamura. You might have seen Anand Ivanchuk. आपने देखा होगा. Otherwise, I will show that. ये जो गेम देखो, देखो. I think I will show this afternoon. I am running out of time. I will not able to show this. Maybe I will show these games in afternoon. First, you see that Anand Ivanchuk. ये है क्या? ये नहीं, ये भी नहीं. Just a minute, I'll show that game. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. No, this is not the one. Not this one. I am not miss. I am missing that game. I have to find out from database. I will show you in the afternoon. So thank you very much, friends. Friends, I will be meeting at 2:30 again. I will continue with the lecture that how to play Sicilian with white and black. Then the main danger to black, it is always a small error. Then white will smash black. So black has to be extremely careful and find all the correct defense exactly in time. Not one move before or not one move later. So I will keep on the discussion for few sessions. See you at 2:30. Sabko mera namaskar. Take care. Bye.